So I'll switch to lightning. So far we are working on which object? We are working on employees object, isn't it? So it's an object which we are working. So far in this object, we created few fields. So I don't want to navigate to this. We added this in only my apps, huh? My first app. Yeah, I'll navigate to my first app. I'll go to employees. So now it's employee name. I'm opening some record. It's giving complete details, like whatever the field so far we created, we can able to see that stuff. So now we can see we wrote a validation also yesterday. If you choose a type of employee type of contract, we need to specify end date. And for you assignment is you can write an validation on joining date, okay, and end date. So joining date and end date should not be a past date, okay. So that should be a future date. For that, try to write a validation. Okay. So now today I'll create a few more fields on this setup. So whenever you want to customize an object, you need to go to Object Manager. Now, whenever you want to customize the object, you need to go to Object Manager. In this, which object you want to choose, you can search here. If you have more and more objects, like this, you can navigate to any object. After navigating to object, if you want to create any fields and if you want to establish any relationships, you can go to fields and relationships. So far we're having these fields. Now what I'll do is I'll try to create another field. So now which field we'll create? Tell me. So let's suppose I'll create another pick list field. Job country. Okay, I want to create this field. Coming to job country, I want to add three locations. Let's suppose India, USA, Canada, let us assume. Okay, I'm adding these three fields. I'm going with as is options by default options. Next, next. And I want to add it in a page layout as well. So now the next I'll add a location. Okay. Now again I'll try to create another field that is also a pick list field. Job state, let's suppose. Okay, and I want to enter the values here. So let's suppose if we consider India, I'm considering few states like Telangana, Bangalore, Maharashtra. The next I'll take another state like Delhi. Let's suppose these are the options which should be available from India. So from USA, tell me some states. New York,
New York,
okay,
New Jersey,
New Jersey.
Washington,
Enough. Washington. Tell me a few from Canada.
yeah, Toronto. Make it that, yeah,
Uh,
Ontario,
Toronto.
Quebec,
cubic. Okay.
Yeah.
2 enough, huh?
2 enough. Yeah.
Huh.
Quebec, yeah. Yeah, Calgary. Put the Calgary.
More than enough. 2 more than enough. Okay. So now what we did is like we are creating another picklist field with the name of a job state. So now I want to set up a relationship between both, like a job country and job state. Let's suppose now I'm saving this and I'll go to the thing. I will see. So now this is our account now. So now here you can see job state and job country fields are added. So now if I want to edit this, so now I'm clicking on this job country. These are not available yet. Okay. So what I'll do is we'll create a new record and we'll see. New. First employee, let's suppose I'm giving name like this.
Yakub, will it take some time to reflect that and for the existing employees?
No, it will reflect. But to avoid unnecessary wasting of time.
Yesterday we checked in this classic view, right? For that.
Today also we'll jump to classic and we can see. But in real time, most of the companies will use Lightning. That's why I'm walking through Lightning
Okay.
route. So now I'm making type as full time and job country I'm choosing like India. So now if you go to job state, it will give all the options, whatever we kept there. It will give all Telangana states, New York states, and Canada states. But it is not a required functionality, right? Let's suppose if we choose India, we need to see only Telangana states, like Indian states. Lost the power actually. Can you able to hear me?
Uh,
Power got disconnected actually. Okay, no worries on that. Okay. So now, like whenever we choose a country like India, we need to get only Indian states. Whenever we choose US, we need to get only US states. So like that, this should work. Okay. So now for that, what we can do? Again, I'm going through object manager and in the object manager in the top, you can see options like new, delete fields and field dependencies. I'm going to field dependencies option. So now I want to set up a new field dependency here. Clicking on new. Okay. So now here you can see controlling field and dependent field. Controlling field means which is the parent field, based on which field we need to control another field. So as we can take any standard field or custom field as a controlling field. So now I want to take job country as a controlling field. Based on job country, we need to control job state field. That is my requirement. Okay, I'm clicking on continue. So whenever we select continue, so whenever see we selected country as a parent, right? Means controlling field. Based on that, like let's suppose if we choose country like India, what are the states I can include? It will ask that stuff. So at that time, what you can do is you can select few states. So let's suppose if it is India, in India, I want to choose Telangana. So I'm pressing control and I'm selecting remaining options. Telangana, Bangalore, Maharashtra, Delhi. So these are the options which are available in it should be this should be available in India. So I am clicking on include values button. So this values will be included into this state, this country, sorry. Now coming to the USA, I need to consider New York, New Jersey, Washington DC. I want to include these values here. Coming to these, I want to select Toronto, Quebec. So these two values I need to include in the Canada. So now I set up a relationship and I am saving this. If you want to preview, you can click on preview so that it will display how it should look like. So now we created a relationship. So now you can see job state field is a pick list field, which is this value should be come up based on job country. Okay, so now I'll go to this thing. I'll refresh both the things. So now I want to create a new one. It's a bit slow. I connected with mobile internet. Okay. So now what I'll do is directly I'll go to see here you can see view all dependencies, job state also view all dependencies. Let's suppose if I select India, you can see Indian places. Okay. Let's suppose here if you change a country like USA, it will display USA values only. Okay. Like that, we can select a dependencies. Okay. Clear?
Yes, Yakub.
Yeah, clear.
Now, what we'll do is we'll create relationship fields. We'll create relationship fields. So coming to the Salesforce, we'll be having three different relationship fields. One is a lookup field, another one is a master detail, and another one is a hierarchical relationship. So the major relationship fields are lookup and master detail fields, which you will mostly work upon in real time. And in an interviews also, you'll face a questions on these two things only. Initially, you need to understand difference between lookup and master detail relationships. As you can explore different blocks and you can go through Trailhead also so that you'll understand difference. I'll search the Trailhead model and I'll forward it today. Okay. So first one is a lookup relationship and second one is a master detail relationship. Master detail relationship. In a high end, what is the major differences? I'll explain you now first. Okay. So coming to the lookup relationship, what do you mean by relationship field actually? Means like what we are doing is here, let's suppose there is an account and if there is a contract, like a contact, let's suppose account and contact. So account means in our terms, account means company. Account means company. So contact means employee who is working in the company. Contact means employee who is working in a company. It means company will have many employees. It means from account to contact will we have one to many relationship. Means one company will have multiple employees. This kind of relationship is said as a one to many relationship. In a Salesforce, most of the times we can be able to create one to one or one to many relationship. Many to many relationship we can't create directly. If you want to create many to many relationship, like we need to create a junction object. That is a different story. So initially we'll see the difference between these two things. So with the lookup or with the master detail relationship, we can create one to many relationship. So now the first point corresponding to this lookup relationship is it is loosely coupled one. Loosely coupled relationship means, let's suppose account and contact have a lookup relationship. So without account also contact will exist in the system. Without contact also, sorry, without account also contact will be there. Independent contacts will be there. And if you delete a contact, let's suppose I'll be having scenario like Sridhar is an employee of some XYZ company. Now, if I remove this account, like complete company, like if I remove complete company, though that contact record is present in a Salesforce system. Understood? Not clear?
Yes. Yes, yes.
So loosely coupled relationship means like though the parent record deleted, child record will be there in a system. And coming to these, like account, it's a parent. In my terms, I'm considering it as a parent, and contact, I'm considering it like a child. So child and parent will have different security settings. Different security settings means those two objects having different accessibility across the entire organization. Okay, whereas, and here on one object we can have maximum up to 40 lookup relationship fields. Okay, that is the thing you need to remember. And coming to the master detail relationship, it is a strongly coupled relationship. It is a strongly coupled relationship. Means, let's suppose if I have an account and contact, if I delete a parent account, so without deleting contact record, it will also delete by default. If you delete a parent, child records also be deleted. Okay, that is the first thing. And second thing, so if you set up a security for parent object, by default, all the security access will be come up to the child record also. So child record acquire all the security policies of a parent object. Hence, it is a strongly coupled relationship. Without parent, child won't exist. If we delete a parent record, child record also automatically deleted. Okay, in a single object, we can keep up to 2 master detail relationship fields. We can create 2. Okay, and here, like if we have a master detail relationship with a one object, you can create a roll-up summary field on an object. So roll-up summary field is a type of field which is used to summarize child object data on a parent object. So this roll-up summary field option is enabled whenever we have master detail relationship with a object. Is this clear? So shall I jump into the thing and I'll explain you like yeah, now I'll explain you how it will work in the real time. So
Yeah,
now
sure.
we created an employee database table, right? So now I am going to create another database table. So all the employee should goes to company, right? Though we are having account, I don't take a standard object in this case. I'll create another object with the name company. Company. Okay. Plural label, I'll keep like a companies. Now I'm going with the default as is options for this time. So I'll take allow reports, allow activities, track field history if needed. I'm taking those options. So yeah. So previously we added a tab, right, Prithvi? Like here I don't add a tab. I want to add a tab from a custom wizard. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'm saving this object. Now, after saving this object, I'm refreshing this page. Company object is created. So now, if you go here and if you refresh this, and if you want to search the company, though still it is refreshing, We'll wait for a minute. So still it is loading. Now, if you go here and if you search company, so we won't be able to see it. We won't be able to see it. Why means, as I told you, whenever you want to access any object, we should have tab for object. Either you want to add that object into any application, or whether you want to access the data from app launcher or anywhere, you should have a tab. Okay, without tab, we won't be able to access the data of any object. So for that, what we can do is, like, whenever you want to create a tab for an object, so simply I'm going to set up home, and here, give me a minute, I'm getting a call. Yes, so we
Jacob, I
need
think
to,
recording is stopped.
uh-huh. Okay, so I only stopped to avoid unnecessary delay in a recording. Okay, now we need to create a tab. So for that, what I'm doing is I'm going to set up and I'm typing tab. So you can see in a user interface section, you'll be having tabs option. I'm clicking on tabs. So now I want to create a new tab. So you can see how many different types of tabs we can create. Custom object tab, web tabs, Visualforce tabs, Lightning web component tabs, Lightning page tabs. These many type of tabs we can create. Okay, so now I'm going to create a custom object tab. So now for which object you want to create a tab, we need to select that object. So for a single object, we can have only one tab. That's why it is asking for which object you want to create a tab. So the previously, like whatever the objects we are having, for each and every object will be having tab. That's why it is not displaying all the objects. So this company object only not having a tab. That's why it is only coming in the options. And the next we need to select a tab style. Which style will select?
Some computer option.
Building block. Building
Ah.
company means I'm choosing building option. Okay. So now what I'll do is splash custom link. I don't want to provide anything. I'm directly going with as is options. So now you can see for which apps, which profiles this should be available. So by default, I don't want to make it on for everyone. Just whatever the top tab I am creating, it should be available for our custom app. Like I'll give access to only system admin profile. So in a real time also, we need to do same thing. Means for some profiles only, we need to activate a tab. Okay. And coming to the apps, for which apps we want to include it. So I want to include it for only our app. That is my first tab. So that this tab will be available in our app only. It won't be available in all the applications by default. By default, it is off for other apps. So now we created it. Now, after creating it, I'm refreshing this page. So from here itself, I want to navigate my first app. So you can see it's not yet updated. I will go here and I'll search company. Yeah, it's coming. Here it is coming, but it is not yet added here, though it will be available because of Lightning, it is not reflecting immediately. So you can see now what we are having is by default will be get audit fields. The by default mandatory field is a company name field. Okay, so now let's suppose I want to create one record here. company name, test, and I'm saving it. So as it is saved. Now, what I want to do is, I want to establish a relationship between this company object and employee object. So, as you know, like employees will be works with some organization or some company. So now I want to establish master data relationship between both the things, and we'll see what happens. Now, so what we need to do, we need to go to employee object. So employees will be work with some company, right? So prior to that, I'll go to company object before going to this employee object. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we'll work on, yeah. We'll go to company object first. So it's company object. Now I'll go to fields and relationships here. I'll try to create a new field. I'll check whether we can able to create a roll-up summary field or not. So you can see in this, I want to create a new field. So now you can see roll-up summary field. It's disabled. By default, it is disabled. Why? So you can see you cannot create this type of field on this object because it is not the master in a master detail relationship. So we can create a parent, master means parent, detail means child object. So if it is having master detailed relationship with the any other object, then only we can create a roll-up summary field. So for that purpose, what I am doing is I'm jumping to employee object. Employee object. Now, after jumping to employee object, I'm going to fields and relationships. I want to create a new field. So now whenever you select a new field, now I'm going to create a master detail relationship. So whenever we do this, at the last, for sure we'll get an error. Why means like whenever you create a master detail relationship, all the child should have a parents. All the childs should have a parent. So now I want to establish a master detail relationship with the company object. Which object we need to establish? Company. So I'm choosing this object. Next. Company. Yes. I want to keep a name like company only. Employee. I'm going with the default options. Next. It will throw us an error for sure. So here you can see we are not getting an access to set up a field level security. Why means, as I told you, if it is a master detail relationship, it will acquire all the properties from a parent object. I want to add it in an employee layout. For sure, now it will throw an error. So you can see cannot create master detail relationship. Why we cannot create means you cannot create a new master detail relationship with existing custom object if records already exist. So if records already in an interview, you will face this kind of questions. So let's suppose if I have a two objects, one is employee and one company. So while I am trying to create a master detail relationship between both, it is not allowing me. So what could be the reason? There might be a records available in custom object. So both the objects are any one of the object. So coming to the master detail relationship, it is a strict relationship. So the child should have, sorry, the parent should have child, or like a childs won't exist independently without parent. So if such kind of records available, we won't be able to create a record. And how we can overcome this problem? They'll ask next question like how we can overcome this problem. So for that, what you can do is you can create a lookup relationship and you can establish a relationship between the objects. After establishing the relationship between objects, you can change the lookup relationship into master detail relationship. Shall we try that approach or shall we delete the records and we'll go through that approach? Tell me
We'll
what.
try the fast approach. We'll try the fast.
So now we can create a lookup relationship. As it is a loosely coupled relationship, we can do it. So now what I'll do is I'll go to new field and it is a lookup relationship. Now relates to which object? Company now. I'm going with company. Next. So I'm going with the name company only. So child relationship name employees, I'm keeping as is. So I'm not making it as a required field. Next. So see here you can see coming to the visibility or security, it is giving access us to enable or disable something. But I'm going with as is options. But coming to the master detail, it won't allow us to give a specific settings and everything. So I want to add this field in a company layout, in a company page layout. So what happens is it is a lookup relationship now. So their related list will be added. So related list means I'll show you now. Save. So now it's allowed us to save the everything. Like we can able to save the field now. So now what I'll do is I'll go to company. So now if we go to related, in the related, whatever the thing we created, that should be available. So that field is not yet replicated. So you can see employees tab is available. Related pane, whatever the child records under the parents, you can see all the child records under the parent by coming into this related tab. Okay, so all these things we can customize from a page layout. Now the problem is like if you go to employees, we unable to create a master data relationship. Now why we are not creating, not able to create means like if you want to have a master data relationship, like what we need to have is every employee should be associated with any one of the company. So now what I'll do is I want to map all these people to the company test. Lookup is it will be come up like a search box. So now Sridhar I mapped, I think is active also. I'll try to map. I want to change this company field name. So same thing, I will keep a test for each and everything. Type. So employee type, we made it as a mandatory field. Okay, save. Now we'll be having another field now in this we'll be having another object. Okay, another record. So now what I am doing is I am making it as a tightly coupled one. Means the child records for every child I am adding a parent. Test. Save. Mhm. So I'm adding these. So now it's good. Now we'll be having all the objects are having childs. So now I'll go to all records so that we'll see whether any additional records present or not. Only 3 records are available. Now every child is associated with the parent. So now if you want to change it to master detail, you can change it. Now what I'll do is which object it is? Yeah, where it's at company field now. Here it is. Now I want to change the data type. I'll click on edit. So after clicking on edit, what I'll do is I'll change the data type. Here, change field type option we're having. I'm clicking on change field type. So now look up to, I can change it to master detail relationship. Next, 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 save. So now it's saved. Understood how it is saved? Is it clear?
Yes, yeah.
Ha. So now what we'll do is we'll create a roll-up summary field on the company object. So now what I want to do is in my company, there will be a lot of employees. On the employees page, I want to create a salary. Yearly salary, let's suppose. Or else what I want to do is in a company is I want to monitor how many employees present with the company. Okay. So shall we go through this? How many employees? Like employees count, we need to show on a company page. Make sense? Hello guys, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Getting now whatever I am explaining. So now what I want to do is we'll be having company objects and we are having employee. So now all the employees should be associated with some company. So now what I want to do is on a company page, I want to display number of employees associated with each and every company. So for that, what we can do is we can go to company page, company object. So in the fields and relationships, what I'll do is I'll create a new. So now you can see roll-up summary field is available. Previously it is not available. Now it is available. So I'm clicking on next. So now I want to keep name like employee count. So I'm not adding any help text and anything. So now here in a roll-up summary field, summarized object it is asking. So whatever the childs associated with this parent, all those will be available here. So we are for the company, we are having only one child, that is employee. That's why it is coming up. So now which